All right. Welcome to week 22 in the Book Free Progress Vlog. As we mentioned last week, this is a bit of a Q&A episode. Not so many Book Free actual updates, partly because by the time this one goes live, I'll actually be on holiday, so there won't be a great deal of book updates to be given, and partly because we haven't done one of these Q&As for so long. So yeah, we've had a number of questions that have come into the inbox or that have come into direct messages on Twitter, on a few even that came in via Instagram. The links to all of those author-related social media pages can be found in the description below. And yeah, we decided this was a good week in view of me having a holiday to crack on, do one of these, and clear out 3 more questions. So yeah, here we go. The first one is from Danny in Leeds, which is a fine city, who asked, "Will the Paradox of a Lie be released in 2021?" The aim, Danny, would be yes, but I've learned over the past year this book will be finished when it's finished. It will be edited when it's edited, and as a result, it will be released when it's edited. But the aim would still be to have it out Christmas time this year. That would be a good. It's a good time to release something around Christmas, and it sort of fits the schedule that we normally have. The gap between finishing the edits and getting the promotion sorted. So the aim would be yes, but that is in no way a guarantee because things keep going wrong with it. So as we stand, very much on course for that, but no guarantee. Claire in Halifax asked, in view of the last few vlog entries, how close did you come to quitting writing? And do you have any advice for someone going through similar struggles to yourself? Very, very, very close, Claire, would be the honest answer. Probably actually did quit at some points. Yeah, I'd say there's been weeks, a month maybe even, where it I just where I had given up and I had just put it to one side. But you know, we get there in the end and all that. So yeah, as has been documented on several of these vlogs before, it's been an incredibly difficult process with the Paradox of a Lie, and I came very, very close and actually did at certain points quit writing, but you know that's all behind me now. Advice. Uh, you see, it's a tough one that because I haven't I haven't got to the end of it, and it seems a bit silly for me to give advice when I've got my own battles going on. I guess the best piece of advice I've ever received, and a bit of advice that helped me, was if you feel like you're getting nowhere, still keep going, because ultimately you can't win the game unless you're playing. And if you just stop doing it, you stop looking at it, you stop working on it, you stop editing at it, you won't get anything good happening. Yeah, you know, you can have 4 bad days in a row where it feels like you're actually making the book worse, but they're still probably going to be better and more beneficial to you than days where you do nothing and have a sulk like I did. So yeah, that would be the best advice I've ever received, which I will happily pass on, is you can't win the game unless you're playing. So there we go. And the final question for this one is Dale in Bangs, Texas, which I actually had to look that up because I didn't believe there was a place called Bangs, Texas, but there is. I mean, I don't know why I assumed you'd made that up, Dale, but that Bangs, Texas does exist, and it looks like a lovely place from what I saw on Google Earth. Why do you set so many of your books in America, and will it be something you continue to explore going forward? The reason so many of my books are set in America is because the American justice system fascinates me, confuses me, and when something fascinates me and confuses me, I tend to write about it. The British justice system is a little bit stuffy and boring and yes, my lord, and you know, silly wigs and that sort of thing, and I don't find that as interesting as the American justice system. And you know, without getting political, if you want a good miscarriage of justice story, it's 9 times out of 10 happened in America. and inspiration for these things tend to come out of those sort of stories. So I would say the American justice system itself is fascinating enough for me that would be why books keep getting written there. And of course, in the case of Jim Pritchard, that was about a guy on death row, and America has the death penalty and Britain doesn't, so that had to be there. As for why the paradox of a lie is in America, I think I've covered that in other videos, but it just did. But the reasons, the paradox of a lie didn't have to be in America. The paradox of a lie had to be in Baltimore in America, and the reasons for that will become clear hopefully when you've all read it. Will we stick with America going forward? That will completely be story dependent. The current plan is that the next book after the paradox of a lie, which will probably be without going too much away, the next book will definitely be back in England, and the short story that I have been flirting with writing for the last year, that's very much set in England. So at the minute, my stories are based in England, but I reserve the right to head stateside should a story require it. I think that'll do for this one. It's quite 6 minutes. That's quite a long one of these. Thank you to everybody who's written in. Thank you to everybody who's responded to the previous video. Some lovely comments and encouragement. And I know I suck at responding to them, but I do read them, and yeah, I do appreciate it. We are back on track, and we will be back next Sunday with the next Book Free Progress vlog. And without giving too much of a spoiler away, the jump in numbers from the last one to this one will be substantial. We'll just leave it at that. And yeah, thanks for everybody watching. We'll be back next week. Just again, all the links to all the social media and how to get hold of any books we've written are in the description. And we'll be back next Sunday. Have a good week, everyone. Later.